Welcome, folks, once again to the Quality Insights. We have our experts, Loveleen and Ashok. Today, we're going to talk all about pharmacovigilance auditing, GVP auditing, one of the things that is core for ensuring safety, ensuring that all safety processes are being followed and all documentation for safety is maintained. We've got a burning question, essentially, come from various quarters, and we thought we'll just check what you, as experts in the GVP auditing area in my team, think about this. So lots of people do pharmacovigilance audit, but then not everything gets covered in all audits. There are great audit plans written and all that, but what is the area that's most overlooked when a PVQA audit plan is being put in place, and why do they matter for patient safety? Unique, quirky question, but there you go. Your insights, please.
Yeah, thank you, Milind, for the question. We have been auditing pharmacovigilance processes. There are multiple areas where that have been overlooked, but I would like to highlight a couple of them. To start with the PSMF, Pharmacovigilance Safety Management Plan. So this is a document which is a dynamic document, but most of the time it is considered as a static document. It has been prepared but never been looked into over a period of time. This needs to be updated on a periodic basis, and because this is a reference documents for the regulatory authorities and the auditors that represents their pharmacovigilance system, and what do they have within the system, how does the safety data flows within the system, that is represented in this PSMF, and not having audited or not being reviewed on periodic basis is a risk for the audits, inspections, and overall for the patient safety. The other part which I would like to highlight is on the QPPV responsibilities or QPPV oversight. With the changes, various changes in the regulations, the recent one which we had on with respect to PSMF and the QPPV responsibilities in the EU region, I think the QPPV oversight should be documented in a process, what the oversight looks like and how this oversight is documented, how are the decisions being made, and whether QPPV is part of those decisions, because specifically to the signals and the safety management, etc. So if the QPPV is not involved, if there are no adequate evidence of QPPV involvement in these areas, I think this is a bigger risk, and this has been overlooked in my experience, that I have seen that this needs to be part of a priority in their audit management plan, so that the QPPV falls within the top 3 categories, or the periodicity should be increased for the audits.
Understood.
And also for the PSMF, I think there are various changes that have been seen, and also the other countries are also adapting this PSMF process, and they are also requesting the pharma companies to have their internal PSMF, local PSMF. So connecting these PSMF, like the EU PSMF and the local PSMF, ensuring these two are consistent, and they talk to each other and being updated on time. If there are no adequate evidence of QPPV involvement in these areas, I think this is a bigger risk, and this has been overlooked in my experience, that I have seen that this needs to be part of a priority in their audit management plan, so that the QPPV falls within the top 3 categories, or the periodicity should be increased for the audits.
Understood.
And also for the PSMF, I think there are various changes that have been seen, and also the other countries are also adapting this PSMF process, and they are also requesting the pharma companies to have their internal PSMF, local PSMF. So connecting these PSMF, like the EU PSMF and the local PSMF, ensuring these two are consistent, and they talk to each other and being updated on time.
What areas of pharmacovigilance auditing are most overlooked, and why do they matter for patient safety?
So I will pick 2 areas where it's been overlooked commonly. The first one is related to PSMF, where we have seen various changes recently in the regulations. The guidelines have been updated. The PSMF is a dynamic document, but most of the time it is considered as a static document. It's been prepared and submitted to regulatory authorities during the approvals, or if they want to enter into the EU region with a product which is marketed in other countries. So they submit the PSMF, they get an approval, and they start marketing. But they need to update, the pharma companies needs to update their PSMF on a periodic basis, ensuring that this is a dynamic document and not a static document. And also with the local PSMF coming into place with the regulatory authorities across different countries are also asking for a local PSMF. So these needs to be consistent with the EU PSMF and the other PSMF we have. Also, if you see in India, there is a requirement for PSMF or the QPPV, etc. So they need to ensure that this has been updated. And this is an area which has been overlooked. PSMF is a document which has been referred by the regulatory authorities before they come for an inspection. They understand that, okay, this is your pharmacovigilance system. This is the flow of the safety data that you have within your system, and these are your vendors, these are your status of the vendors, these are your majors and critical observations within your pharmacovigilance system. So this gives a broader idea and a confidence to the regulatory agencies that, yeah, this seems to be a good system, and we have some reviews that needs to be done, and they decides the scope of the audit or the level of audit or the depth of audit, that inspection or audit that need to be done.
Okay.
The other area is with respect to QPPV oversight. QPP oversight is being first thing is the documentation of the process of how the QPPV oversight is done, and what are the various outputs of these QPPV oversight. How does the QPPV ensure that there's a collaboration with the other local QPPVs within the regions or within the other countries? And how is this documented? And the involvement of QPPV in critical decisions like the signal detection, any risks that have been identified, the communication of risk to the regulatory authorities, etc. Whether we have enough documentation and involvement of or the oversight of QPPV, because QPPV is legally responsible for the pharmacovigilance system.
Right.
So ensuring that the QPP oversight is adequate, documented, and is available, etc. So these are the areas. Additionally, within the individual case safety report processing, I think the effectiveness of the process should be measured with respect to the KPIs or the other performance indicators of the ICSRs, and ensuring that these are being documented and there is a validation for these KPIs, and the thresholds are met or not met. And how do you ensure? Of course, these are numbers, but the significance of these KPIs is that whether the patient safety or the reporting of the SUSARs, especially the SUSARs, because you see the regulatory authorities are more interested in SUSARs, whether the SUSARs have been prioritized and reported on time, what is the threshold you have, should be 100% for me, the SUSARs should be reported on time, so we have to ensure that the regulatory authorities are aware of what are the recent issues that have been observed, and that should be considered for any decisions that are made with respect to the product should remain in the market or not. And so these are some of the areas that I feel are overlooked.
That's really good insights. I think there are two key aspects there I've seen, and LK, I think you'll agree with that, and where we're looking at it, PSMF and KPPV, two prime items within the GVP modules. So anything you want to build on that, or anything you want to add?
I think only addition that I will make to the fact that Ashok mentioned is defining the process of these performance indicators for the different PV processes. That becomes the core based on which the different audits are done for your service providers or for your internal processes.
Right.
But most of the organizations are not auditing how effective are their performance indicators,
right,
and what should be their threshold, at what frequency they are supposed to evaluate them, how frequently they are updating these performance indicators. So there should be an audit on this process for the performance indicators, defining and evaluating these performance indicators.
Absolutely.
Having said that, another two areas which are very important is case processing and signal detection.
Right.
These are not overlooked by the organizations, but these are very important from the perspective of patient safety.
Yeah, and perhaps there with the case processing and the the signal detection. It's not. It might be only heavily focused during auditing for certain aspects which seem to be important from a process perspective, but without understanding where really the risk lies for the organization, the way it's organized, and so on. So, excellent insights. Thank you so much, both. Yeah, thank you. Thanks once again, guys. We have another good edition of insights for you. Please keep looking at what you can see next on our quality insights that we have on our website. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.